Good morning. My name is Denise Findlay, and I am the co-owner and founder of Chameleon Strategies and the workshop Crab in the Bucket, Transform Lateral Violence in Your Community. And what we've decided to do this year is offer one tip per week throughout 2012 that will help you understand how to transform lateral violence in your community. And today we're going to be talking about how to create safety and the importance of that. Creation of safety is the number one step that we need to take in order to be able to discuss anything effectively. So one of the things that we will always say in our workshops is before we can talk, we have to talk about why we can't talk. And it can be it takes a lot of courage to be able to have the conversation. So most importantly, if you're coming together to have a conversation with someone that you're in conflict with or where there has been lateral violence present in the relationship, you want to start out by addressing the concerns you have in regards to having the conversation itself. So oftentimes we might be afraid that another conflict will happen if we talk about things, if we bring tough issues up, or that people will respond to us with anger or rejection, that our ideas won't be received, and that things will get blown out of proportion. And so we avoid having the conversation, and the cycle just continues. We continue to have the same conflicts with people. So the first thing we want you to do is think about who is it that you want to talk to in regards to resolving a conflict or addressing what you think is lateral violence or behaviors associated with lateral violence. And ask yourself, what are the concerns you have about having the conversation? If you are a leader or a manager and you're working with groups of people, please know that when you invite people together in a group, what can happen is people will not be forthcoming with their thoughts, feelings, ideas, because they often will be afraid that they're going to lose their job. And so as a leader, what you can do is you can address that issue up front. You can let people know that this is a safe space, that you are welcoming all kinds of sharing, and that nothing that is shared in the circle will affect the relationship they have with you, employer-employee relationship outside of this particular meeting. And it may take some time to build that trust up, but once you do, people will start to be more forthcoming with where they're at. Now, if you have a conversation that you need to have one-on-one with someone, think about the conversation and ask yourself what your concerns are. What's holding you back? What are your fears about addressing a tough issue with somebody? And that's really the very, very, very first step, is to get together with whomever it is and to let them know what your concerns about having the conversation are, and then ask them what their concerns are. Find out what it is that they need, and then you share what it is that you need, and decide how you want to move forward. How are we going to talk about this? What are the things that we're going to do, and what are the things that we're not going to do? What are the patterns that we want to change? If one of you is afraid of aggression, then how do we work with aggression if it shows up? But before we can talk about the actual content, it is so very important that we slow down and talk about what our concerns are and create the safety net that will carry us through the conversation and keep us all intact. Often what can happen is we go too quickly, we're nervous, and things start to fall apart. So think about what your concerns are, write them down if you have to. Ask yourself what your intention is, what it is that you need, what it is that you want. Slow down, breathe, create space, listen, ask the other party what their concerns are. Ask them what it is they need from you, and then design a plan for moving forward in the conversation. Those are some good tips for creating safety. Please give it a try, practice it, and be gentle with yourself and each other. It's a very, very important first step, and it does take practice.